My wife's sister confessed her love at our wedding. Now my in-laws demand I leave their daughter for her sister. They claim I'm tearing the family apart by staying with my wife. I never thought I'd be sharing this story, but here I am. What was supposed to be the happiest day of my life turned into the beginning of a family nightmare that's still unfolding months later. I'm 32, my wife Emma is 30, and her younger sister Olivia is 27. I've known both of them for years as Emma and I were in the same friend group in college. We started dating 6 years ago, got engaged last year, and finally had our wedding 3 months ago. Growing up, Emma and Olivia were very close despite being different in almost every way. Emma is more introverted, thoughtful, and career focused, while Olivia has always been the outgoing, spontaneous one who commands attention in any room. Their parents, particularly their mother, have always seemed to favor Olivia, something Emma has privately admitted has hurt her throughout her life. Emma's accomplishments, graduating with honors, getting a great job in marketing, buying her own home, were always met with mild approval, while Olivia's smallest achievements were celebrated enthusiastically. Despite this, Emma has never shown any resentment toward her sister. She's always been supportive of Olivia and would talk about how proud she was of her little sister. This is one of the many reasons I fell in love with Emma, her ability to be genuinely happy for others despite any personal pain. When I proposed to Emma, she immediately asked Olivia to be her maid of honor. Olivia seemed thrilled and jumped into wedding planning with enthusiasm. Looking back, there were signs I completely missed. During our engagement, Olivia would sometimes make odd comments that Emma would laugh off. Things like, "If you weren't with Emma, we'd probably be perfect together," or commenting how she sometimes wondered what would have happened if she'd met me first. I took these as awkward jokes, and Emma never seemed bothered, so I didn't think much of it. Then came our wedding day. The ceremony was beautiful, everything went smoothly, and everyone seemed to be having a great time at the reception. That is, until it was time for the speeches. Emma's father gave a heartfelt toast, followed by my best man. Then it was Olivia's turn. She started normally enough, telling cute stories about Emma growing up and welcoming me to the family. But as she continued, her speech took a strange turn. Her voice started to waver, and she began talking about how she'd always looked up to Emma, how Emma always got everything she wanted, and how just once she wished she could have something Emma had. The room grew uncomfortably quiet. Then she looked directly at me and admitted something that left the entire room in shock. She confessed that she had been in love with me since the first time Emma brought me home. She claimed she had tried to fight these feelings and move on, but couldn't keep pretending anymore. The most devastating part was when she actually suggested that I had chosen the wrong sister. The silence that followed was deafening. Emma was frozen beside me, her face pale. Olivia's eyes filled with tears, and she ran out of the reception hall. Emma's mother immediately went after her, while her father sat there looking stunned. Our guests started whispering among themselves, and I didn't know what to do except hold Emma's hand tightly. The rest of the reception was awkward, to say the least. Emma's parents eventually returned without Olivia, and we tried to salvage what was left of our wedding celebration. Emma put on a brave face, but I could tell she was devastated. When we finally had a moment alone, she broke down crying, saying she had no idea her sister felt that way about me and wondering if she should have seen the signs. I reassured her that this wasn't her fault, that we would get through it together and that nothing would change between us. We decided to still go on our honeymoon the next day, hoping some distance would help everyone process what had happened. We spent 2 weeks in Italy, and though the shadow of what happened loomed over us at times, we managed to enjoy ourselves and focus on our new beginning as a married couple. Emma tried to call her parents a few times, but the conversations were brief and tense. They said they were handling the situation with Olivia and that we should enjoy our honeymoon. When we returned home, we expected things to be uncomfortable, but manageable. We were wrong. Emma's mother called and asked if we could come over for dinner to discuss what happened. We agreed, thinking this would be a chance to clear the air and start healing as a family. That dinner changed everything. We arrived to find not only Emma's parents, but Also, Olivia sitting at the table. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. The atmosphere was so tense you could cut it with a knife. After some awkward small talk, Emma's mother cleared her throat and dropped a bombshell. That's when Emma's mother dropped a bombshell that I'll never forget. She told us that after much discussion as a family, they thought it might be best if Emma and I considered taking a break. Emma and I were completely confused by what she meant, exchanging baffled glances with each other. Her father explained that Olivia was in a terrible state, not eating, barely sleeping, and had even taken leave from work. According to him, doctors had diagnosed her with severe depression and anxiety. I expressed sympathy for Olivia's condition, but questioned what this had to do with our marriage. Then came the most shocking suggestion I've ever heard from anyone, let alone my in-laws. Emma's mother actually suggested that I should spend time with Olivia to see if there might be something there. She implied that I might have married the wrong sister and that these things happen sometimes. I was absolutely speechless. Emma gasped beside me, clearly shocked that her own mother would suggest her new husband should date her sister. Her mother tried to backpedal, claiming they were just thinking about what was best for both their daughters. She suggested that if there was any chance my feelings for Olivia might be reciprocated, we should explore that. I immediately shut that down, making it absolutely clear that I love Emma. I married Emma, and there was no universe where I would leave my wife for her sister. Olivia, who had been quiet until then, broke down crying, saying she knew her feelings were wrong, but she couldn't help it, and seeing us together was incredibly painful for her. Emma was understandably furious. She told her sister that while she loved her, what she needed was professional help, not her husband. She couldn't believe her parents would even suggest something so inappropriate. Her father tried to justify their request by explaining that Olivia had always been more fragile than Emma, implying that because Emma was stronger, she should be the one to sacrifice her happiness for her sister's sake. And there it was, the familiar pattern of Emma's needs being sacrificed for Olivia's. Emma's face showed the realization that even now, as a grown woman, her parents still expected her to give up her happiness for her sister. Emma had finally reached her breaking point. She grabbed my hand and announced we were leaving, telling her parents to call us when they were ready to acknowledge that she deserved happiness too. We walked out with Emma's parents calling after us and Olivia crying harder. The drive home was silent, Emma staring out the window with tears streaming down her face. That was 3 months ago. Since then, the situation has only escalated. Emma's parents have been calling us constantly, alternating between guilt-tripping Emma about her sister's deteriorating mental health and suggesting compromises that are anything but reasonable. They've suggested everything from me spending quality time with Olivia to actually suggesting we try polyamory so that everyone can be happy. Other family members have gotten involved too. Emma's aunts, uncles, and cousins have been taking sides. Some think her parents have lost their minds, while others think, Emma is being selfish for not at least considering her sister's feelings. One of her aunts even suggested that since Emma and I don't have children yet, it would be easier for us to divorce now rather than later. Through it all, Emma has been incredible, standing firm in our marriage despite the immense pressure from her family. But I can see the toll it's taking on her. She's lost weight, has trouble sleeping, and sometimes breaks down crying for no apparent reason. She started seeing a therapist, which is helping, but the situation remains incredibly difficult. Olivia, meanwhile, has apparently become even more obsessed with me. According to one of Emma's cousins who's still speaking to us, Olivia has created a sort of shrine with pictures of me, some that she's taken without my knowledge, and has been telling people that Emma stole me from her, even though Olivia and I never had any romantic relationship whatsoever. The latest development came last week when Emma's parents showed up at our door unannounced. They said they needed to speak with us urgently. Against my better judgment, we let them in. Emma's mother announced dramatically that Olivia had been hospitalized following a breakdown. According to her, the doctors claimed that Olivia's obsession with me was consuming her life, and they had supposedly suggested that seeing me might help her process her feelings and move on. I was completely stunned by this request. I asked if they were seriously suggesting that I visit their daughter in a psychiatric hospital to let her down gently, pointing out that this would likely make things worse, not better. Her father claimed that the doctor thought it might give Olivia closure, but he couldn't even look me in the eye as he said it, which made me suspect he was lying about the medical advice. Emma, who had been quiet until now, finally had enough. She erupted, telling her parents to stop this madness once and for all. She insisted that Olivia needed real professional help, not to be indulged in this unhealthy fantasy. She expressed how hurt she was that her parents didn't seem to care about her happiness as much as they cared about her sister's. Her mother tried to claim they cared about Emma's happiness too, but Emma wasn't having any of it. She reminded them that she was their daughter too, that she had just gotten married to the man she loved, and instead of being happy for her, they were trying to convince her husband to leave her for her sister. She asked them if they had any idea how twisted that was. After an uncomfortable silence, Emma's father admitted the real reason for their persistence. He claimed they were afraid of losing Olivia because doctors had apparently said she was at risk, making comments about not wanting to live if she couldn't have what she wanted. My heart sank at hearing this. While it's a serious situation if true, using it to manipulate us felt wrong on every level. I tried to explain as gently as possible that this was even more reason Olivia needed professional help, but that I couldn't be part of that help as it wouldn't be healthy for any of us. Emma's mother accused us of being selfish and tearing the family apart by refusing to help Olivia. This was the final straw for Emma, who stood up shaking with anger and told her parents that they were the ones tearing the family apart, not us, and that they needed to leave immediately. After they left, Emma and I had a long talk about what to do next. We decided that for our own mental health, we needed to create some distance between ourselves and her family, at least until they could respect our boundaries. We've blocked their numbers and social media accounts, though we did let them know through a mutual family friend that we would be open to family therapy in the future if they were willing. Last night, Emma got an email from her cousin sharing a social media post Olivia had made, clearly aimed at us, though not mentioning names. It said something about how some people claim to love their family but abandon them in their darkest hour, and that karma would eventually balance the scales. Emma's parents had commented supportive messages beneath it. I'm at a loss about what to do next. Emma is heartbroken over the situation with her family, but also angry and hurt by their behavior. I feel guilty even though I know I've done nothing wrong. I never encouraged Olivia's feelings or gave her any reason to think I was interested in her. Part of me wonders if we should move away and start fresh somewhere her family can't find us so easily. I'm hoping that with time and continued therapy, Emma will be able to process this trauma and decide what kind of relationship, if any, she wants with her family going forward. As for me, I'll support whatever decision she makes. Our marriage is solid despite this extreme test, and in some ways, facing this together has only made our bond stronger. The hardest part is knowing that a family has been torn apart, and that no matter what happens next, things will never be the same between Emma and her sister. All because of feelings that should never have been encouraged or expressed the way they were. Update. It's been about 2 months since my last post, and I wanted to share some developments in our ongoing family drama. First, thank you to everyone who offered support and advice. Many of you suggested we maintain strong boundaries with Emma's family, and that's exactly what we've been doing. Some of you also suggested that Olivia's behavior seemed less like genuine love and more like an unhealthy obsession, which unfortunately seems to be the case. About a month after my post, we received a certified letter from a lawyer representing Emma's parents. The letter claimed that I had led Olivia on and caused her severe emotional distress, and demanded that I pay for her therapy and lost wages due to her inability to work. The letter was both laughable and infuriating. We immediately consulted our own lawyer, who assured us the claims had no legal merit and drafted a stern response warning them about defamation and harassment. What we didn't expect was that this legal threat would actually help us. The absurdity of the situation finally made some of Emma's extended family see how unhinged her parents had become. Her uncle, her father's brother, called Emma directly to apologize for not stepping in sooner and offered to talk sense into her father. Several cousins also reached out with messages of support. Then came a truly unexpected twist. Remember the cousin who had been keeping us updated on Olivia's social media posts? She called Emma in tears one evening with a shocking revelation. Apparently, Olivia had confessed to her during a night of drinking that her love for me wasn't entirely genuine. According to this cousin, Olivia admitted that while she did find me attractive, her dramatic confession at our wedding was primarily motivated by jealousy and a desire to be the center of attention. She had always been jealous of Emma, and seeing her sister happy and getting married triggered something in her. She didn't actually expect or even want me to leave Emma for her. She just wanted to create drama and ruin what should have been Emma's perfect day. When her parents took her side so vehemently, she found herself trapped in the lie and unable to back down without admitting what she'd done. So she doubled down, playing the role of the heartbroken sister, even as the situation spiraled out of control. Emma was stunned by this revelation. Part of her was relieved that her sister didn't actually want to steal her husband, but she was also deeply hurt that Olivia would deliberately try to ruin our wedding out of pure jealousy. And she was furious with her parents for enabling this behavior and causing all of us so much pain. Armed with this new information, Emma decided to confront her sister directly without her parents present. We arranged to meet Olivia at a public cafe, thinking this would keep the conversation civil. Surprisingly, when faced with Emma alone, Olivia broke down almost immediately. She admitted everything, that she had exaggerated her feelings to hurt Emma, that she'd enjoyed the attention from their parents, but that things had quickly spiraled beyond what she intended. Olivia broke down and admitted something truly shocking. She hadn't expected their parents to actually ask Emma to get divorced. She confessed that she just wanted her parents to comfort her for once instead of always comparing her to Emma. The manipulation had gone much further than she'd intended. Emma showed more compassion than I could have in her position. She acknowledged that she understood the feeling of competing for their parents' attention, but made it absolutely clear that what Olivia had done was unforgivable. Emma explained that healing their relationship would take significant time, if it was even possible at all. As for her parents, Emma decided to send them an email detailing everything Olivia had confessed, along with a clear message. Either they acknowledge the harm they've caused and agree to family therapy, or they would not be welcome in our lives. Their response was predictable. Denial, followed by anger, followed by attempts to minimize what had happened. They claimed Olivia was just saying what Emma wanted to hear, that she wasn't in her right mind, that Emma was being cruel to her sister yet again. It was the final proof we needed that their toxic behavior wasn't going to change. We've since moved to a new city for a job opportunity that came at the perfect time. The distance has given us the breathing room we needed. Emma has found support in a group for people with difficult family relationships, which has helped her set healthy boundaries and process her grief. Olivia still contacts Emma occasionally, sometimes genuinely remorseful, other times manipulative. Emma responds when she feels up to it, making it clear that any future relationship must be built on honesty and respect. Her parents continue trying to reestablish contact without meeting Emma's conditions for reconciliation. The silver lining in all this has been our marriage. We've grown stronger through this crisis, learning to support each other and present a united front against external pressure. In just months, we've weathered storms that many couples don't face in years. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that real family isn't about blood. It's about people who respect and celebrate your happiness instead of sabotaging it. By that definition, Emma and I are building something better than what she left behind. To anyone dealing with toxic family dynamics, it's okay to prioritize your own well-being. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is set boundaries and stick to them. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.